Hey guys, and welcome back to EQ Planes, and today I'll be doing a Calgary International Airport update, my hometown airport. But before I get started, I'd like to thank you guys all for 500 subscribers. I don't really do YouTube for the subscribers, but it's definitely nice to have, and it's nice to know I can share my aviation hobby, my model collecting with more people. But without further ado, let's get into the video. Starting out, we have this FedEx MD-11, which will be headed out to Memphis today. Now, FedEx has been bringing in their MD-11s and DC-10s into Calgary in place of the 767 recently, so definitely nice to see. Definitely nice to see those DC-10s, which are pretty close to retirement, supposed to be retired in May of 2023, so yeah. Now let's move on to the next aircraft. Here we have a WestJet Q400, which will be making a flight out to Regina today. Behind this WestJet Q400, we have this Air Canada A220 in the retro livery, which will be making a flight out to Ottawa today. Next up, here we have a WestJet 737 MAX 8 in the new livery, which will be making a flight down to Atlanta. Right behind him, we have this Air Transat A321neo, which will be making a flight out to Montreal today. Following him, we have this Air Canada Rouge A319, which will be making a flight out to Quebec City. Next up, we have this WestJet 737-800, which will be making a flight out to Victoria today. Right behind him, we have this Sunwing 737-800, which will be making a flight down to Cancun. Next up, we have this Air Canada 787-9 Dreamliner, which will be making a flight out to Frankfurt today. Here we have an American Airlines 737 MAX 8, which will be making a flight down to Dallas. Now, the MAX 8 has served this route before, but generally it tends to be the 800s and A319s. However, I'm using the MAX 8 because that's what I have, but it has come to Calgary on a few occasions. Right behind him, we have this Air Canada A321, which will be making a flight out to Toronto. Here we have WestJet 787-9, which will be making a flight out to Rome today. Next up, we have this Flair Airlines 737 MAX 8, which will be making a flight out to Kelowna today. Then we have the Air Canada CRJ-900, which will be making a flight down to San Francisco today. Now, here we have Calgary's Aviation Junkyard, where kind of in the center field between the taxiways, they have a junkyard for a lot of old CRJs and even some BAE 146s in there. But yeah, they have this Air Canada CRJ-200, which has been sitting in the junkyard since 2019. And right here we have an Air Canada Jazz CRJ-900, which is standing in for the CRJ-200, which has been here since 2012. Right here we have the Flair Airlines 737-800, which will be making a flight out to Waterloo today. Next up, we have the Air Canada 777-300ER, which will be flying from Calgary to Toronto today. Now, I've been unlucky with this route in the past. When I booked this route on the 777, it did get switched out for the Dreamliner, but they seem to kind of switch out the two aircraft on this route, so yeah. Behind him, we have this Air Canada A220, which will be making a flight out to Montreal today. And right behind him, we have this FedEx feeder ATR-72, which will be making a flight out to Regina today. In the cargo section, here we have a UPS 767-300ER, which has just come in from Louisville. Here we have the Cargojet 757, which is planning to make a flight out to Hamilton today. Parked over here, we have the WestJet Cargo 737-800. Now, they haven't flown any cargo flights with their 737 freighters yet. They're still awaiting government approval, but they do have, I believe, 3 that are sitting on the ground in Calgary right now. Sitting at a kind of remote gate here, we have the WestJet SAB 340B, which has just come in from Lethbridge. Here we have an Edelweiss A340, which will be making a flight out to Zurich today. It's just getting loaded up with luggage and fuel right now. Here we have an Air Canada Q400, which will be making a flight out to Saskatoon today. Here we have an Alaskan Q400 in the Washington State Huskies livery, which is subbing out for my normal livery Alaska Q400, and he's just coming from Seattle. Here we have an Air Canada 737 MAX 8, which has just come in from Los Angeles. Pushing out of gate, we have this WestJet 737-800, which will be making a flight down to Las Vegas today. And here we have the Aeroflyer 737-600. Now, Air North has chartered some Aeroflyer aircraft, so this is an Air North flight, which will be headed from Calgary to Edmonton today. And finally, here we have the Delta A321, which has just come in from Minneapolis. They've continued to use the A321 on this service, and I'm glad to see it. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Hope to see you guys back next time.